Today, the time machine takes us back to the year 2000 and opening night at Center 200 against the Halifax Mooseheads, where the Scream Eagles would fall 3-2 to their provincial rivals. Jason King leading the way for Halifax with 2 goals and an assist. Nick Greeno and Brandon Benedict each with 2-point nights. The Eagles actually outshooting Halifax in this game 39-14, but Todd Veary playing very well in the win for Halifax, making 37 saves, while Daniel Boisclair takes the loss for Cape Breton. Dominic Noel playing well in a losing cause with a goal and an assist for the Eagles. This game saw the Eagles' debut of 3 veterans who'd been acquired in the offseason. Kevin Cloutier, Dustin Russell, and Andre Martineau wearing the black and gold for the first time. A few scraps in this one as well. Nick Greeno and Brandon Benedict dropping the gloves for Halifax against Olivier Prue and Matthew Dumas of the Eagles. And now moving on to the year 2001, and it was another season opener, this time coming in Moncton. You may recall a few days ago we talked about the 9/11 terror attacks, very tragic event, and of course the Moncton Coliseum was used as a place to house stranded passengers. Thankfully for those passengers, they were able to get on their way and resume with their regular lives, which opened up the Moncton Coliseum for QMJHL action. The Wildcats had played the Mooseheads the night before, but it was the season opener for the Eagles, and they would defeat the Wildcats 6-4 with the Scream Eagles Booster Club in attendance cheering on Cape Breton. Pierre-Luc Laprise leading the way with a goal and 3 assists for the Eagles. Charles Gauthier had 2 goals for Cape Breton, and Andre Martineau and Matthew Dumas with 2 points as well. A few notable firsts in this game. Steve Dixon making his Scream Eagles debut, his QMJHL debut, and he would score a goal. And George Davis scoring his first QMJHL goal as well. It was another Marc-André Fleury Corey Crawford showdown, as we often saw in those days, and Fleury gets the win, making 37 saves. Rough night for Crawford as he allows 5 goals on 28 shots. A number of players making their Screaming Eagle debuts in this game, including 2 new imports, Martin Kashik and Martin Toms, both rookies to the QMJHL. Toms would take a rather unusual penalty in this game for playing with a goalie stick. The Czech player was a defenseman, so this was not in the normal line of what a defenseman should do, and he was penalized for it. 2 players that were acquired from Drummondville in the offseason, Steve Villeneuve and Pierre-Luc Imond, suiting up for the first time for the Eagles as well. Pascal Morency dropping the gloves in this game for Cape Breton against Francois Caron. Big night for Steve Bernier of the Wildcats, the number 1 draft pick in the QMJHL, had a goal and 2 assists. Colin Cercelli of the Cats with 2 goals. Finally, we go to the year 2002, where the Scream Eagles and the Rimouski Oceanique would lock horns at Center 200, and it would end in a 3-3 tie. These are 2 teams that would both sell off assets during the season, one team more than the other. We'll get to that momentarily, but the Rimouski Oceanique outshooting the Eagles 63-39 in this game. Eric Salve of the Oceanique playing well with 36 saves. Marc-André Fleury breaking out a superhuman form fans would see a lot of in the first half of the season, making 60 saves for Cape Breton. As I mentioned, the Eagles would make some trades to sell off at Christmas time. However, that could not compare to the massive sell-off the Oceanique would do, as they would trade 5-star veteran players in the season in an attempt to finish last and land Sidney Crosby, which the Oceanique did. But on this night, they were very impressive. Cape Breton getting scoring from unlikely sources in this game, as Michel Charette, George Davis, and Maxime Robert were their 3 goal scorers. For Charette and Robert, the 2 defensemen scoring their first goals in the QMJHL. Jean-Francois Pleur getting 2 goals for the Oceanique. He would be one of the stars they would move later in the season. Jean-Philippe Briere with 2 assists for the Oceanique as well. Kevin Asselin of the Eagles dropping the gloves in this game with Philippe Lozé. And that is this day in Screaming Eagles history.